Billy, obviously you got a lot of different contributions from a lot of different guys. Down the stretch, what stood out to you about the way you guys closed this one?
I think the fourth quarter, the totality of that, certainly, last night, obviously was well documented, the emotions, the frustrations, and I think I talked a little bit about some of that stuff, after the game, about what we can control. And listen, they're a great team. They're whole. They got a lot of guys back. They've kind of gone through a year with players in and out. So you knew that they were going to obviously respond. They're at home. They know what it takes. They've been down, and they were going to respond. And I think the part to me that was good for us is, we really focused on kind of the next play and channeled our emotion, I think, in a very competitive way. The game got very, very physical on the offensive glass. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. I thought as the game kind of got deeper into the fourth, we started to rebound a little bit better, come up with a little bit, better loose basketballs. Obviously DeMar's shot making, down the stretch, the three-point play he got. I thought we got a little crossed up on Clay's three. That put them up by one. But I just felt like emotionally we kept collectively competing through the good and the bad.
Billy, you mentioned DeMar, but Vooch as well. Just what did it mean for you to get those two performances out of your two vets tonight, especially, like you said, out of kind of a crafty veteran team that had Steph, that had Clay, that had Chris?
Yeah, Vooch is so smart. I thought he played a great game all the way around. He gave us a presence in around the basket. He was able to help us stretch the floor. Making the free throws late were huge. A couple big threes, that kind of gave us, took away some momentum that they had. But he's just a smart player, Vooch. He knows how to space. He knows how to pass. He knows where to be. I think we could have done a little bit better job finding him in the middle of the defense in the pocket there. There's times when we did do it, a lot of good things happened, but I didn't think we found him enough. But both, when you have two veterans like Vooch and DeMar, they've been in a lot of these situations. I think they can help the younger guys. I thought both of their demeanors were great. DeMar made free throws last night, made free throws tonight. Vooch made free throws. So, a lot of really great plays by both of them on both ends of the floor.
Off that, Billy, as you kind of just said about DeMar and things he can teach young guys about the way he goes at the end of the game. Just what do you want, especially maybe specifically Kobe and Ayo, but like what things does DeMar do late in the game, calming guys down that we kind of say, what does you do that you want players to take away?
Well, I think, like one of the things that was good is like those guys, even on the court a little bit, were having it out, on certain things. And I think DeMar's point was, there was things that were working and the game kind of got a little bit chaotic and we kind of lost our way a little bit. We had some turnovers, we had some ill-advised shots, and momentum changes quickly. And, it's not even like, listen, he's an elite closer and he's an unbelievable shot maker. But the other thing that he generated tonight, I thought, was he generated and put their defense in rotation. So when he threw it out, whether it be Ayo or Kobe, or Alex or Vooch, they were playing against closeouts. And that's when we had some really, really good ball movement opportunities. Kobe got a wide open three, he missed it, but those are the shots you're going to live with. And it's not going to, I've said this before, it's not going to always be that DeMar has to shoot every shot. It's got to be different guys stepping up in different moments. And I think Kobe and Ayo have confidence in those moments. I think DeMar and those guys work really, really well together. But I think it's probably more for those guys, okay, how are we being guarded? What's open? What's available? What's the spacing need to be? And I think those are, to have a guy like DeMar on the team, he's going to help those guys. But I like the fact that Ayo and Kobe both play very aggressively and fearlessly. You want them to do that. And I think, with the complement of DeMar, who's like a master reading of the game and manipulating defenses, those guys can all learn from that.
Last one.
Billy, I think in Sacramento it was Alex kind of forcing two bad passes out of timeouts and late at least, and yesterday tip balls, and then tonight, with the offensive foul on Draymond, it seems like, DeMar's doing his thing in the last couple minutes of the game, but Alex seems to make something happen defensively late every time that helps you in these clutch situations.
He's incredible. I think you need like a full complement of players that can kind of play to their own identity. And what he does is so unique, and there's nobody on our team that does that. And there's probably not very many players in the league that do what he does, right? So he's just so unique in his own way. And the thing I admire and respect about him is like he loves that. And a lot of guys don't enjoy that. They don't enjoy the things that he does. And he understands the things that he does. One, it's his identity. It's what he's carved his career out of. And I think I've said this before. You know, he's a point guard in college, and that's he had really good anticipation. He was a good steal guy, but he wasn't a defender he is now. And I give him credit. I think when guys get to the league, they figure out the smart guys really figure out how they can impact winning in the team. And he's really done that. So, you get a compliment of the way Kobe's played this year offensively. Io's emergence. You got DeMar and Vooch are veterans. Alex kind of is this guy that you can put him on basically anybody across the league, and you're going to get a great effort out of him, and he's going to do amazing things. And you talk about making quick decisions. Those charges and loose balls and slap downs, I mean, the decision-making by him in those moments is unbelievable. It's such quick thinking, and it gives us extra possessions. And there's times it looks like he's beat, he's out of the play, and it's a deflection, it's a tip, you know what I mean? It's a disrupted play, and it's really amazing what he does.
Billy, I know there's a lot of games left, 19 games, but the way you're getting multiple contributions from multiple players, the way you're pulling out clutch games, do you think this team's finally starting to understand the urgency needed to close out this season and make a playoff run?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like we've been through a lot. I think I've talked about it. And we've had different guys in different situations. Since the injuries, Vooch had 5 games. Zach's obviously done for the year. Patrick's done for the year. And you feel bad for those guys not being able to play. DeMar missed some games, and then Torrey's been out. We finally got him back, right? So you're trying to find your way a little bit. And the one thing I think's been really good is I think Kobe and Io have really, really been able to kind of come into their own as players and as verbal leaders and as competitors. And I give Vooch and DeMar and even Alex as a veteran a lot of credit for giving them an avenue and a runway to go do that. And not to say that Io and Kobe have not worked hard, take anything away from them. They put all the work in. But when you have, because I've been around situations where it's like, hey, listen, stand over there and don't shoot. I got this. And DeMar's smart enough, Vooch's smart enough to understand that we need the group. So the emergence of that, where we just, like I said, DeMar's a great closer, and he's going to take the ball, and he's going to read the defense. And, last night he threw the ball to Io, was a wide open above the break 3. Late in the game, he missed it. We're going to live with that. And I give DeMar a lot of credit for having a confidence and feeling strong enough about those guys' development young in their career to want to help them. And I think when you have that, that's always something that's really, really special with a veteran like that. And Vooch is the same way. He's trying to always help those guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.